Marcos Maidana calls out Adrien the Problem Broner. Let's make it happen one more time in a rematch that we've been on fans since 2013. Before we get into this next video, make sure that y'all hit my like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed to the channel. 39-year-old Marcos Maidana, is now calling out Adrien Broner for a rematch. Let's get this bag. Let's make this fight happen in a rematch that fans have been wanting to see for the past 8 years. It's been that long, y'all. It seems like time really flies because the last time we even seen Marcos Maidana in the ring was 8 years ago when he fought the rematch in a loss to Floyd Mayweather. Now, Marcos Maidana, we all know, gave Adrien Broner the most devastating, toughest defeat of his whole career. And since then, a lot of people always felt that Adrien Broner has not ever been the problem since then. He was never the same fighter after that. If you ask a lot of people, a lot of Adrien Broner fans, that's how they feel. Now, it was something in that fight that came up in the next Marcos Maidana fight that we didn't catch in the Adrien Broner fight. A lot of people feel that Marcos Maidana's gloves didn't have no padding in it. And this was pointed out by Leonard Ellaby in Marcos Maidana's very next fight when he was in the locker room, when they was checking the gloves before he fought Floyd Mayweather. Leonard Ellaby said, hey, it ain't no padding in these gloves. Ain't no way you getting in the ring tonight with Floyd Mayweather with them gloves that don't have no padding in them. At the time, Marcos Maidana had been fighting in MX gloves. MX gloves is horsehair and they really don't have no padding in them. So a lot of people feel, hey, the same gloves that Leonard Ellaby caught before he got to the ring to fight Floyd Mayweather are the same gloves that he was wearing in the ring with Adrien Broner that didn't have no padding in it. That's why he broke Adrien Broner's jaw, and that's why Adrien Broner, he couldn't take Marcos Maidana's punching power because he didn't have no padding in the gloves, a la Tyson Fury. You know, Tyson Fury used a version of those same gloves versus Deontay Wilder, but that's a whole different story in itself. So a lot of people feel that, you know, Marcos Maidana essentially cheated against AB. And a lot of people feel that that incident alone, that Marcos Maidana fight, changed AB's whole career. Now, the gloves could have had a lot to do with changing AB's mind frame and making him scared to let his hands go. But AB got exposed in that fight also. You saw that Marcos Maidana exposed a huge flaw in Adrien Broner in that fight. He showed that Adrien Broner did not know how to use the shoulder roll correctly. Adrien Broner had no head movement with the shoulder roll. So all Marcos Maidana was doing, he was making it look like he was going to AB's body and he was coming over the top with that overhand right? And he was cracking him every time because Adrien Broner wasn't using the shoulder roll correctly. And he couldn't make the adjustment to stop Marcos Maidana from coming with that overhand right. Now, in the second half of the fight, AB did pick himself up off the ground a couple times, and he came back and he showed that he had a whole lot of heart and a whole lot of dog in him, and he took it to Marcos Maidana, but he just never had enough. Marcos Maidana continued to hurt him throughout the fight. Although AB did hurt Marcos Maidana, but Marcos Maidana showed that he was able to take AB's punching power a lot better than AB was able to take his punching power. Now, remember, Adrien Broner had moved up 2 weight classes to fight Marcos Maidana because AB at the time, he thought that he was untouchable. So after this fight, you know, both of the fighters went on to take 2 totally different paths. Marcos Maidana, he got 2 big mega fights with Floyd Mayweather where he got a big, huge bag. Marcos Maidana, it don't matter. He could die and come back to life 10 times living over there in Argentina. The money that he made with Floyd Mayweather, he'll never go broke. You know what I'm saying? He'll never go broke. He ended up retiring after the second Floyd Mayweather fight, and we all knew that Marcos Maidana was undisciplined outside of the ring. He did a whole lot of extracurricular activity, drinking and partying and all of that before he ever had fought Floyd Mayweather and Adrien Broner. By the time he fought AB, he was finally getting his shit together, right? After that Floyd Mayweather bag that he got, not one time, but 2 times, retired, he got fat, he partied, and he was enjoying the fruits of his labor from fighting Adrien Broner and Floyd Mayweather twice. He retired. He ain't been in the ring since. Now, Adrien Broner, he went on to, try to come back, but he was just never the same. He was never the same after that Marcos Maidana beating that he took. After that Maidana beating that he took, AB has never been the same. But he's always stated that he wanted to rematch with Maidana. That fight never took place. Now, if you ask me, I really don't think that AB ever really wanted that rematch, because in an interview that AB did, he admitted that Marcos Maidana basically gave him PTSD, right? Getting hit by Marcos Maidana, that power that he had never felt before, it made him scared to throw his hands in fights. That's what he said, right? So I can't believe that he wanted to get in there and go through that again. I can't believe that Adrien Broner wanted to get in there and go through that again, because in his fights after that, he didn't throw his hands. He never let his hands go, and a lot of people thought he was shook. He was afraid to get hit. Even if you go to the Manny Pacquiao fight, when Manny Pacquiao hit him, it's like he had a flashback of that Marcos Maidana beatdown. When Manny Pacquiao caught AB with that straight left when he was up against the ropes, AB threw everything else out the window. He didn't give a damn about winning that fight no more. All he wanted to do was to survive. You go to the Sean Porter fight. When Sean Porter hit him hard, all he wanted to do was try to hold Sean Porter and survive. So we see a pattern with Adrien Broner. Now, Marcos Maidana, like I said, he ain't been in the ring in 8 years since he got them Floyd Mayweather bags. He is the man in Argentina. You feel me? He's the man. He's stupid, filthy rich with the money that he got. So yeah, he probably been blowing a whole lot of his money, but the money in the US, right? It's been a whole lot different than in Argentina. In Argentina, you could be stupid, funky rich with $2 million. In the US, you're gonna blow that like nothing. So yeah, Marcos Maidana, he tried to come back a few times in his career. He tried to train, he tried to lose the weight to try to make a comeback, but he was never able to come back. And I respect Marcos Maidana because he came flat out and said, look, it's harder than I thought it was gonna be. I tried to get back in shape. I'm trying to come back and box again, but I just can't do it. So he ended up pulling out the fights, but he told everybody like, hey, I just can't get in shape. Now, Adrien Broner, we know that he just pulled out his last fight because he's been undisciplined out of the ring. And everybody know what Adrien Broner's gone through and, all of the cases and everything, the drinking and, just being undisciplined, blowing up in weight, just like Marcos Maidana, right? But Marcos Maidana decides to retire. Adrien Broner, he's retired and then he's come back and he's tried to do it. He's had one fight since he retired or had a 2-year layoff. He came back against Giovanni Santiago and he looked horrible. And now he had a whole nother year layoff and he tried to come back against Omar Figueroa, but he ended up pulling out of the fight. And he said it was because of his mental health. A lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people just believe that he couldn't get into shape that he thought he was able to get into. He wasn't going to be able to make the weight. He was overweight. And so he had to pull out. Just like Marcos Maidana when he tried to come back a couple times, but he told y'all straight up, hey, it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I ain't going to be able to make this comeback. I'm not going to do it. I'm out. And he went on about his business. Now, he's saying, look, let's get a bag together, AB. We could do an exhibition or we could do a real fight, and let's do it for the fans. And I think this is a good fight for AB because both of these fighters, they washed up. Marcos Maidana is old and washed up, and AB is just washed up. You know what I'm saying? It's a fight that AB claimed that he wanted for years and years to rematch. So let's make it happen. If Marcos Maidana can come back and get down to a cool weight, we know that AB, he can't make no 140 pounds, right? He can make, I don't even know if he can make 147 right now. But you know what I'm saying? They could have a catch weight at 155 or something like that, 155 or something. It make the fight happen. They could do an exhibition or they could do a real boxing match that go on their records. But yeah, Marcos Maidana is saying, let's make it happen, AB, right? Pick your head up, my friend. We can get this bag together. So let me know what y'all think. Would y'all like to see Marcos Maidana and AB go at it one more time in a rematch? Or is that past the fans? Let me know. Drop a comment in the comment section. And y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'm gone.